Well, it's another great one this week, guys. I'm just so glad that we are still getting some God Valley. It looks like it's the end of it for now, but I'm just glad that, you know, Oda didn't just go to a new thing like he was a crackhead. We still got a little bit of God Valley, though. Like, that's what I'm most grateful for. You know, sometimes Oda can be like a spazzy crackhead and just give us one really amazing thing, and then boom, we're back on Pirate Island figuring out what's going on with Garp. It's just like, I'm glad that we stuck with this, even if it was only for the Kuma-centric part. But oh man, a lot of really cool things happened this chapter. It's to the point to where I was seeing a lot of people saying like, this next chapter, it's gonna be a banger. You might wanna make sure that you delete Twitter or make sure that, you know, you at least don't get spoiled. So that's what I did. I deleted Twitter for a couple of days. I didn't know what I thought the spoilers were gonna be or how dangerous they'd be, but I'm glad I didn't see any panels before the chapter was actually out. This one was really good. And can I just say that the Celestial Dragons little murder tournament festival thing that they're doing, that is comically evil. Like, I'm like, nothing about this chapter is funny, but just their dedication to just be the worst people imaginable, that's a little bit funny. Like, what is the purpose of this? Like, what's going on? They're literally putting targets on people's backs. Like, that is just so morbid and crazy and just evil. Like, swear to God, they are just like mustache twirling Disney villains at this point. A murder festival? Jesus. I don't think there's any Disney movie where they do a genocide. You know, maybe in the old Disney vault. The point is, even if the Celestial Dragons are evil, this is just comically, it's absurd. Like, why are they doing this? What is the purpose? Like, what is the in-world reason for doing this? Like, I don't need to completely sympathize with the Celestial Dragons, but like, they have to round this out somehow. Like, make this make sense. Are they just jerks? Like, I mean, clearly they are, but it's just like, I don't know. But then again, it's like, you know, these people keep slaves and stuff, so it's like, why am I reaching for humanity or reasons for them to be awful? They just are awful, and that is enough for me. This seems like, I mean, what the hell, what is this? This seems like it's a little bit too far. But anyway, during this murder tournament, it looks like Figureland Garling, Shanks' daddy, it looks like he's gonna be somebody. He looks cool. I'll just be honest. He looks really, really cool. Can't wait to see how he actually fights or what he's doing or who's gonna go up against him, but he just looks cool. He looks evil and just like a genuine scumbag like all the other Celestial Dragons, but he, at least, I think he's gonna give us a pretty interesting fight when we, either in a flashback of God Valley or even when someone has to fight that old man right now. You know, I feel like he's gonna fight. But while their little murder tournament is going on, we get a little bit more context on this situation. We also get more information about Jenny, who is apparently the person that leaked all of the information about God Valley and is the reason this entire thing is happening in the first place. Not the murder tournament, just all of the cool fights and things we're gonna see because of the murder tournament. Well, what's extra cool is it looks like the devil fruits they need to escape they're the ones that we've seen before. The dragon fruit, the pawpaw fruit, like they're trying to get these devil fruits so that they can make it off of this island and escape the murder tournament, which is a really cool touch. And when Ivankov goes on to tell Kuma that because he ate the pawpaw fruit, look at his hands, those are now the hands of liberation. That's really cool. I love that line, which is something I didn't get into in my last chapter about Kuma's backstory just starting, when we learned that he's the Buccaneers race. Their race passes down the story of Nika. So that's one of the reasons that the Celestial Dragons would have tried to kill them, if not for a bunch of other reasons why their race is just damned as a whole, but still. So I think that's a really cool thing. Like, the story of Nika is something that is for sure near and dear to Kuma's heart. Like, it's the story that his race has been passing down, and that's why they were probably targeted and eliminated by the Celestial Dragons in the first place. So to now have the ability to save people too, and when Ivankov called, you know, them the hands of liberation, like, it really does put you right in Kuma's shoes. Like, you kind of can feel how important this is to Kuma, someone who up until this point probably felt helpless for a really long time, if not his entire life. But now he has the ability to save people, and save people he does. Before they even get their fruits, Kuma volunteers himself to be the decoy because he feels like, you know, everything is fine if he gets hurt because he feels like he can take it much more than the other people that are here. This selflessness is not something that's unique in One Piece, but I think we're gonna be getting an example of maybe the most selfless person in all of One Piece up until this point. I mean, this is like a little kid who's been through so much stuff, just freely saying still, you know, everything that I've been through, like, yeah, no, I still think I want to help people. I think that that's the best thing. I just don't want to see anyone suffer at all. It's really cool. Like, I really, truly like that a whole lot, and I really feel like Kuma's gonna turn out being a lot of our favorite characters, honestly. And Ivankov obviously agrees. They pretty much hit it off as fast friends immediately after Kuma just volunteers himself. Ivankov's like, you know, couldn't have said it better myself. We can't allow anybody to die. Let's do this. So that's cool, okay? That's, you know, some really endearing character moments for Kuma and Ivankov and Jenny, all that. But you know what I really want to talk about? Oh my God. Is Thicc Mom in Good Gawd Valley. I would love nothing more than to finally get into that, because we get a picture of the Rocks Pirates for the first time. All of them. Whitebeard, Shiki, Kaido, Big Mom. Listen, oh my God. Actually, let's just take an aside for right now. Let's talk about Big Mom. She's got like, what, 80,000 kids? If she was looking like that, I get it. I just get it. First of all, can you imagine just being a pirate? Maybe you got good genes, or maybe you just came across Big Mom in a dive bar one night. Can you imagine Big Mom's tall, sexy ass? She walks over you and she's like, hey, I need a kid. You're going to help me with that. Looking at this, I completely understand. I mean, I don't have the strength to say no. Both the strength of will or the physical strength to deny Big Mom her conquest. Like, man, I don't know. It's just really drug it in for me, okay? And she's wearing that hat. It's not a cowboy hat, but, you know, am I tripping? Is there art of Big Mom, young Big Mom wearing a cowboy hat? Does that exist, or is that a fever dream that I had? Either way, it's not a cowboy hat, but she is wearing she is wearing it. She's wearing that thing. Ooh-wee. Holy moly. Which is crazy to think about it, but like at this age, I don't know how old Big Mom is here, but she has to at least have like 10, 20, maybe even 30 kids at this point. So it's like, it's just crazy. Like, she's already a mother, and oh my God. Leave it to Oda to take that disgusting, crusty, dusty old woman and remind me that she was bad back in the day. You know, just leave it to Oda to prove that, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. She was probably bad back in the day, and good God, she was bad. Good God, she was bad. Got some other people here, some people I don't really recognize, to be honest, but there's Shiki, which a really nice treat seeing Shiki totally and completely canon. We knew that he was, but it's like, it's just so crazy seeing Shiki there, and he's not in Strong World, he's just in the manga. So like, he's definitely, which means where is he right now? Like, there's so many questions that this now creates, honestly. And then the Gloriosa woman, the Amazon woman that is in charge of, well, not in charge of Amazon Lily, but she's Boa's advisor or something, whatever. That other crusty, dusty old woman, she was also bad. She was a badass snake woman, which I guess I would have intuitively guessed that she would have been bad, but just good God. What's going on the Rocks Pirates, by the way? They got young and sexy Big Mom, they got Gloriosa, and they got Stussy here. Who was Rocks? I need to see Rocks, all right? What was his riz like if he's bringing all these baddies on his crew? But anyway, I digress. Listen, after that, we get some Whitebeard, which it's always a treat, obviously, to get some Whitebeard. He's talking about Rocks is going to lose sight of their main goal, yada, yada, yada. Whitebeard's kind of a weird, like, seeing Whitebeard here is a little bit weird, because we know Whitebeard's a good guy, and he's just with all these demons. Like, you gotta wonder what's going on. They all have to be working towards some type of goal on this pirate ship for sure, but it's just like all of these just unruly, disreputable people. I need to know what Whitebeard is doing on this ship. What was his motive? Like, what was the goal they were all working toward? Like, what's going on? They're all just fiends on this ship. Like, not too long after this, Big Mom's gonna drop kick a child to get Kaido's devil fruit. So what is Whitebeard doing here? I need a little bit more from him. It's a little bit frustrating. We still don't get to see Rocks at all, so we don't really know what he actually looks like still to this day. Only for us to then get some Garp, some Roger, some Saint Figurling, whatever. We get so many cool shots in this, like Garp charging in with all of his Marine buddies saying he's only looking for Roger. Roger charging in to do God knows what he's here to do. That Garling dude telling all of God's knights to stand ready. Like, what are you guys gonna do? What are you actually gonna do against? Well, I guess technically if Garp is on your side too, What is gonna happen? Okay, seriously, Garp is here, but like he has to team up with Shanks or team up with Roger to stop Rox. So like, what is? Speaking of, also, where's Shanks? Isn't Shanks like a baby going on? There's too much stuff going on in God Valley. I need Oda to do the thing where he shows the map and he brings up the pictures of everybody and he just lays out, all right, so this is what's happening right now and this is where we're gonna go. I need that for this because there's a bunch of crazy stuff that would happen in this flashback. Because from there, we need to continue just with Kuma's memory. So it looks like Kuma's involvement with God Valley that pretty much ends right here because he uses the powers of the Pawpaw Fruit to get all of his friends off the murder tournament festival island, whatever, and they all get transported to the Sorbet Kingdom. Before that, though, he gives a really great speech to Saint Saturn, actually, which is the same guy that's on Egghead right now. There's a lot of history that's happening right here, and I love it. But this little kid, Kuma, he gives this great speech to this elder god, demon, whatever, crusty, dusty old guy, about how he doesn't understand how one person can be born more important than someone else, and since he has the power now, he's going to use that power to save as many people as possible, just like Nika. Which is really making me think just one more Kuma and Luffy interaction is just needed. Like, Kuma saved them on Sabaody, and he protected the Sunny, and even in Thriller Bark, like, Kuma's, like, how long has Kuma been admiring Luffy and helping Luffy, has known who Luffy was, if Luffy had the Nika fruit, like how much, like, I feel like this is about to get so much more sad and tragic and just, good God. But the flashback goes on in the Sorbet Kingdom, and Kuma and Jenny and Ivankov, they're all just settling in until Ivankov decides it's time he gets his show on the road. He's got to go start the Okama Kingdom and do everything he needs to do. I don't even know if he has his devil fruit yet, actually, but he needs to start his adventure. So he leaves, but Jenny decides she's going to stay behind with Kuma. You know, it looks like they're going to be in a relationship. They're at least very, very happy. Finally, it looks like they're crying tears of genuine joy. And it's like they finally have like this reprieve, and we can expect from here the flashback to be generally like pretty happy, you know, until it isn't. I expect the next chapter that comes out, I expect that it's going to be really happy until the very ending of that chapter, and then it's going to be darkly sad. And then the chapter after that one is going to be just more of the same, just dark sadness, and then at the very last panel of that one will give us some hope. And then from there, it's anyone's guess. But the chapter ends with Jenny and Kuma living in this church, eating some food together, and crying about how they are both just so happy, and it's just so sweet and so painful knowing what we know going forward. Even the things that we don't know only fill me with just so much dread, and I don't know. Luckily, there's not a break coming up on this week, so we can expect to get a little bit more information. But for now, it's just anxiety. It's just pain. It's just things I wish we had more answers on. But you know, Oda's gonna get to it. It's gonna be amazing. But yeah, that's about it for this one, guys. Let me know some things that I might have missed, some things that you really want to get off your chest about this chapter. Let me know what you thought about Thicc Mom and Good God Valley. That's the only thing I honestly care about in this chapter. I had to really take notes to make sure that I documented the things with Kuma. It's not that I don't care. It's just like, I mean, come on, you saw what I saw. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.